I don't even know if we could tell if it's working. I don't even. Maybe if we get a couple of thumbs ups. I mean, we got but we had those thumbs up before it even started. So yeah, I think it's working. No, I don't know, but we're gonna. Oh, we got a thumbs up there. Okay, all right. Check, Mike. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start. Hey everybody, this is Miss Damas. I'm here with the crew Navalis here at LUNARES. We are smack dab in the middle of one of the coolest analog missions ever, called the WBA, the world's biggest analog. One of the things well, first off, I really want to thank all you teachers and students who've been participating in this. We all started this process over the summer. You have been patient with me. I've never done this before. You've never done this before. And it has been so inspiring. Thank you so much for sending your videos and your pictures of all the work that you've been doing. I'm getting goosebumps just rethinking about all those. It has been really, really cool seeing how many students around the world are doing analog astronaut stuff. And it's been inspiring. And I hope for those of you who have no idea what an analog mission is, or what it is that I'm doing or what we're doing here, I hope that you walk away knowing that we have a diverse group of people here. And what that means is there is a space for you in space, whether you are an artist, whether you are a psychologist, whether you are interested in building things, whether you are interested in the human psyche, whether you want to, you could go change the oil on a rover. It doesn't matter. Like, there is a place in space for you. And when you meet the crew and when I answer all your questions, you're going to look at the hab and you're going to see where I've been living for the past, or we've been living for the past 9 days. And oh, and by the way, if you're ever interested, Space Camp is probably your first step to the analog world. That was my first ever analog, Space Camp in Huntsville, Alabama. You can go there, you can do what I'm doing with a bunch of people, a bunch of other students, and you can simulate life on the Mars and a mission, and it's super, super cool. So I really do encourage you, if this is something that you are interested in, go check out Space Camp. If you're an adult, guess what? They have adult Space Camp as well. So if you want to take a little baby step into in the analog world, Space Camp is the first place to go. All right, so what we're going to do here, I asked you guys to submit some questions, and we got a good amount of questions to work with here. And those questions actually are going to guide your tour. The first, where we're going to start here, there are some questions that are more for all of us here, and then there's some that are specific. And I kind of want to start in the back right here in the bio lab. So we have 3 questions actually around what it is that we're growing and how do plants grow in space. And this is actually from a school in Saudi Arabia. This says, so we got, let's see, Manal and Fats, grade 5. Their question is, how is water supplied to plants in a microgravity environment, given that liquids tend to float in space? That is an amazing question. So we're going to go to our scientist in the bio lab. Her name is Nicole, and she is going to go ahead and answer that question. So here is the bio lab right here, where we've got many experiments that are happening, and Nicole is going to talk about and answer that question. So go ahead, Nicole.
Hi, everyone.
Be a little easier here with the microphone, wouldn't it? All right. There we go. All right. So I could hear you. That was the question about water?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So how can plants grow in space? How do they with water if there's no gravity holding that water down?
So okay. Oh, here we go. So yeah, great question. Because of microgravity, water doesn't behave the same way it does on Earth. The water droplets won't fall, gas won't rise, and a lot of times you will see it just bunch up into little bubbles. There's a really great video by by one of the astronauts demonstrating that on the ISS, if you haven't already seen that. And so what we a lot of times do in space to water plants is they have little contained pillows, and we will use a syringe to add water to them so it stays together. And that's what's been used for a long time. And now there's also more technology being developed. It's actually a Tupperware type container that'll that will using a wicking system that will help move the water around inside the plant root system that'll help keep it moving and give the roots some oxygen and things like that. And then, yeah, there's a whole bunch of other technology being developed, and in hydroponics, in aeroponics, things like that. She's going to show you a couple of our little plant things that we got growing here. We're just trying some different substrates. These are just different growth things. We got a little hydroponic system here.
Can you show us our space seeds that we're growing for the ACE
Yes.
project?
Yeah, so this one is over on this side. So these are the tomatoes right here. We got a couple different things growing in here. They just started sprouting, so they're really, really tiny. Don't have a lot yet going. You see a little bit more, yeah, right here. They really like this. This is mineral wool. They seem to like that a lot better. And of course, you got your classic soil just as a control.
All right.
So we have a few ideas there.
Okay, so this is the bio. Thank you so much, Nicole. I'm going to go ahead and take that mic.
All right.
We're going to pass it on. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, all right. Let's go over here. I hope that answered your question. Let's do the next one. Woo! The bio lab is pretty cool. There's another thing that's pretty cool in there too. There's an experiment that we're doing. It took us about 3 or 4 days to build that. It's through Spaceseed. It's that experiment is how plants can make us feel when we are just sitting with them, and will it invoke any kind of emotion and stuff. Okay, next question, and I'm sure this is one that you guys are going to be looking at. So it says here, this is from Miss Morales' class from Glen Hills Middle School, and the question is, let's do this one. How heavy is the astronaut suit? So we are going to get, where is our mission engineers, Makaya and Georgina? Are they in the 3D printer? Oh, let's go get them in the 3D printer. So let's in here. Knock, knock. Hello, hi. So the one question was, how heavy is the astronaut? Hey, Josiah, I don't know if you are watching or not, but look at the printer right now. So currently right now, a couple of missions provide here's the Kaya. So here's our second mission engineer. So we're gonna go. Yeah, I know. So let's go ahead and take a look at we're gonna open up the airlock. So the cool part about this, when we do our EVA, so an EVA is a extravehicular activity, also known as a moonwalk. So in order for us to go out here, we have not stepped. Where's my mic? Is it on, Nicole? Oh. So sorry, we walked away from the mic. That's so embarrassing. Anyway, Josiah, we were looking at your printing, your chest thing. So anyway, here we go. This is the airlock right here. So we do an EVA called an extravehicular activity. And let's go ahead and open this up. We get suited up. The question that we're going to answer is, how heavy are the suits? We go through a process of depressurization. And then once we do that, then we step out of the hatch into the lunar surface, and we go and we do really cool activities. So this is our airlock here. All right, and we're going to come through here. This is where our suits are. It's super cold in here, but this is where our suits are going to be. So you're going to go ahead and open that up. Yes.
We can show the inner part.
Here.
Tons
Here.
of different parts of our suits here. First, I'll show you this inner layer. This is kind of just to go over our clothes or workout stuff, and it's disposable, so we can replace it if we need to. We get really sweaty, which we usually do because we're in there a long time. Next, I'll show you these green things over here. These are going to be our middle layer. So yeah, they're going to give us
heavy.
they're really heavy. They give us a lot of structure, so it kind of makes you like really fit it in. And I don't know, you kind of like jumping in there and making sure your legs are in there. So that is the middle layer. It provides a lot of protection. Um, and of course, the outer layer is kind of just there's different sizes we have. We have some orange ones. We have some white ones.
I'll pull that one out.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, this is really heavy.
How heavy is the suit? It's that heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah. So this is just one of the white ones. So we have a few pockets here. You see, we have Velcro sections. We have a lot of like utilities, like flashlights and things that we will place on here for convenience. You have very limited mobility, so you have to be careful about where you place things because you might not be able to reach all the way down or pull things out of an extra pocket. So yeah,
You want to show them the helmets?
yes. So there's mainly two ones that we use. One of them is up here. This is what we call Puma. So Puma is kind of like it's how you say like a fighter pilot or like high altitude, um, modeled after high altitude. And the air actually does go through here. So we do have ventilation for these, and it flows into the helmet to make sure that you're getting fresh air. Yeah. And we have gloves, boots, and everything, all the accessories and things to also make sure we keep them in good shape.
You want to show them the hatch?
Yeah. You want to show?
Well, okay. So, well, every time that we have an EVA, we have to use this module so we can depressurize the airlock, and then we can decontaminate like our bacteria that we have from the habitat, and then after 10 minutes that we are here, we can open the hatch. In order to open the hatch, we have this cool door that it's sealed supposedly, um, but basically what we do is unlock it and then we turn it and then we can open it, but otherwise it's completely locked and we cannot access it. All of this, like, we are authorized to do it through the mission control. And going back to the question of the suits, here we have one of the other helmets. And actually, like, what it really is heavy is holding the helmets and the backpack that we might show you now. And wearing that like for 1 hour and a half that we are outside there. We can show you that. Come with us. This is one of the backpacks, and this actually like weighs how much? I don't know, like in pounds.
I feel like over 20 pounds, maybe 20 pounds or something.
So around 20 pounds. And it seems nothing, right? Because now we can hold it and everything. But when you are with all the layers that you have right there, it really does make a difference.
All right. Okay, that's the suits. All right, let's go to another question. Let's go to Hugo. This is from Melissa Poor, Miss Poor's class from Bishop O'Connell High School. And his question is, how do you guys, or what do you guys do to pass the time when you are bored? And I'm going to pass the mic over to our commander, Shaziana. So here you go. And she actually is in charge of making sure we don't get bored. Here you go.
Hello. Yeah, it's my job to make sure everything's running smoothly, team is happy, and sometimes I'm the mandatory fun officer. So we get a little bit of downtime and we try to bond together as a team. Sometimes we take some individual time as well. That's also necessary sometimes. Some things we've done together include like finding some dance videos and getting to do a fitness little workout together. That was super fun the other day. We've done watching some TV. We watched For All Mankind a little bit, and hopefully tonight we'll get to again too. We watched a movie as well. We watched Space Odyssey together. There are a couple of crewmates who hadn't seen it yet, so that was super exciting. Um, we spend a lot of time eating food together. All of our meals, for the most part, we try to eat together. That's when we get to have a lot of fun story time and sharing, connecting, joking around, and even between tasks, we'll find time to joke around together and keep it fun. Um, I was able to get us to do a little karaoke night as well over our weekend. So we find a lot of ways to have fun and enjoy time together so we keep it interesting and fun.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Commander. All right, and I'm going to turn it over to our executive commander, and she actually is going to tell you about our schedule. So our schedule is packed full. We start at 8 a.m. and we typically don't end till about 10 p.m. So we've got a huge day. So this is Cassandra. Here you go.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lunares. Yes, so as Miss Stamis said, we have a packed schedule every day. Every morning we have a med check with Miss Stamis. Actually, she is our medical officer, so she will check our blood pressure and our temperature every day to make sure that we're feeling our best. Then we have breakfast, and every day somebody offers to make a breakfast, whether that's oatmeal or eggs or something really yummy and nutritious for us to eat for the day. And then as our day goes on, we all have different tasks based off of our roles on the mission. So, for instance, our engineers will do a hab check, which means that they're checking how much water we use every day or how much power we use. We have our biolab officer, Nicole, who's checking on our plants. Me and Shaziana have a commander's meeting where we meet with mission control. And so throughout the day, we all have these different tasks. And besides that, we have experiments that we're doing that require us to either take surveys or look at plants or participate in different activities with one another and just understand. Uh, Researchers out there want to understand more about us. We will then have lunch together where one of us will also make a meal. And like at home, we also have chores. Everybody has chores. So one day you might have to clean the bathroom. Another day you might make lunch. Another day you may vacuum. Because very much like on Earth, we have to keep this place clean and habitable for everybody to live here. In the afternoon, we may have a workout. So we all have to work out at least once every day for roughly an hour. And then we have some downtime sometimes. We, like Shaziana said, we'll do some karaoke, we'll watch a movie together, we'll do certain things. And then before we go to bed, we'll have dinner together as well. And then before we go to bed, we have another med check with Miss Samus. She checks us at the end of the day as well to make sure that we're still healthy for our mission, that we're feeling good, we don't have a stomach ache, and yeah, and then we can go to bed. But every day is super jam packed. They do not let us have that much free time, so we are always doing something. We're always mobile. We're always on the go.
Thank you. All right. Speaking of working out, I'm going to take it back over to Micaiah. And there was one question. It said here from, oh, this is another one from Miss Morales' class from Glen Hills Middle School. And it says, do you do the same exercise routine as us? So for those of you that don't know, in the ACE little program we put together, there was a little workout session, how to work out like an analog astronaut. And this student wanted to know whether or not we do those same workouts. And so Micaiah is going to show you where we work out.
Awesome. That's a great question because I was very interested in how we work out when I got here. So there's a few things that we can use. As you see, this is kind of a mixed room. We have storage, we have a deep freezer, but this is primarily where we work out. And so we have a bike over here. The bike's probably my favorite for cardio. So we have treadmill and cardio, and the bike mainly for cardio. As far as lifting, because I know like there's some body weight exercises y'all have been doing. I'm a really big fan of the squat and lunges. So of course I can just do that just myself like this. But you can also get creative. We have a few weights here. So we got 3 kilograms, which is about like 6.6 pounds. So if you want to do some bicep curls, some triceps over here, or use it as a weight while you're doing your lunges, I love doing that. Or if you really want something heavier, I've had to get a little creative. We got all these fire extinguishers in every room, and I'm doing a little back workout here. So if you have things that you can lift, I would encourage you just to try something out. We also have a lot of people who do yoga, so we have yoga mats as well. And yeah, I think there's a good mix of things. You can always find something. And of course, sometimes we just want to dance, and that counts as a workout.
All right. Thank you, Micaiah. All right. These questions are awesome. I want to get to, let's see, how are we doing on time? We got plenty of time. Okay, so let's see. One of my favorite questions is from Miss Barekian's class from Serrano Intermediate School, and it is, what is one thing you have learned about yourself so far? That is definitely a question that is an individual. We all have learned different things, and for me personally, I've learned that the sun is my best friend. It wakes me up and it puts me to sleep, and let me tell you a little bit about that as well. So we have not seen the sun. This is our 9th day of not seeing the sun. So I was hoping we could get it. It's starting to do it. So the way we know the sun is setting, we have these LED lights, and they start to get a little yellow, and so we know that the sun starts to set. It is starting to get a little bit yellow here in the kitchen, and once it's fully set, it turns into a red color. And then in the morning, around 7 a.m., somewhere right around in there, they start to turn blue, so they start to turn on at a certain time, and then we get to see the sun rising. And I have definitely been trying to adjust to a sleep schedule without the sun. We all have in our own ways, but I definitely have learned that that is that. Does anybody want to answer this question? What's one thing you've learned about yourself so far, or is it a little personal? Yeah. Okay.
All right. Something I've learned is that we are all way more resilient than we give ourselves credit for. There's a lot of things, tough things about being an analog astronaut that you don't anticipate until you're here and you're doing it. And we are all really strong and have persevered through a lot of tasks and experiments. I went on an EVA the other day, and we had an emergency on that EVA, and so I had to persist and trust my Habcom inside. I had to trust my crew member outside, and we are really strong. We learn a lot about our strengths here on an analog mission.
Yeah, that's a good one. Anybody else want to answer that question? Yeah. Oh, Micaiah, here you go. Yeah, we got about 5 more minutes.
Yeah, I guess I'll add that this is my third mission. This is my first mission on the moon, but that's definitely something I realized is if you get rid of a lot of decisions that you have to make. So we we have a schedule kind of laid out for us. We have a schedule of who's doing tasks and chores that we would normally avoid in our real life, or would be, what am I going to eat, what am I going to do this, or go shopping. We don't have to worry about all that. So really we can focus on the science we need to do. We can focus on our mission. We can focus on what we want to get out of this experience and just squeeze as much, not just in work, but personally in getting to know each other and connecting. So I think it was nice to realize and feel that real time.
All right. I'm gonna, let's see. I really want to talk about the coolest thing that happened. So today we were in the middle. Well, we had a warning from, so there's Miko Vienna, which is our like main mission control, which is in Vienna. There's about 16 habitats that are participating currently, as so we're not the only habitat. They're all over the world, and we've got a main mission control which is in Micro Vienna, and they sent our mission control, on-site mission control, a warning that there was a coronal mass ejection. And a coronal mass ejection is essentially a very large solar flare. And we had to prepare for that. And we were waiting to see what was happening next. And we got word that radiation levels were dangerous and that we needed to take shelter. In fact, they advised us for us to build a water bottle fort. So we got under, we it's not here, we should have kept it up. But what we ended up doing around this table here, we just stacked all of our water bottles around us, and we just sheltered in place around a water bottle fort, and it was the coolest thing ever. So I thought that was really fun. And at first we were like, so do we do this? And there's some of us were like, yeah, we do this. And we just went right into mission, and we were like, we are building a water bottle fort. And it was the coolest thing to do with the crew members. And yeah, I would say that's the best. And I'm gonna wrap it up here. We gotta go. There's things that I gotta do med checks. I gotta check and see these crew members are good to go for sleepy time. And I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who's joined. And for those of you that are, going to watch, not live, I really hope you enjoyed the tour. And I can't wait to see the end of this mission and see what students have done, see what students have learned from this. And I really hope that you got a good glimpse of what an analog astronaut does, and it's been an amazing experience. I'll see you on the other side of the moon on Earth in 6 days, and we will be seeing the sun, and I can't wait to do that. All right, guys, have a good night or good day. Say bye. Bye.